How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So yesterday was a day of kind of discovery, and so today is a day of research and learning because I need to figure out how to build up some material on the bumper to add in some fiberglass, and I've never worked with fiberglass before, so today might be kind of interesting. So last year when I worked at AutoZone, well, I guess that was just earlier this year. Anyway, when I worked at AutoZone before, I knew a guy, apparently he worked at a body shop, and so I think he might be able to give me some pointers, so I'm hoping that he's at work today. It is Monday, so I think he works Monday to Friday, but I don't remember. But we're gonna go find out. I'm gonna go talk to him and then see where I can maybe buy some like body filler and some 3M fiberglass stuff. So yeah, I'll just meet up with you guys in a sec. We're going to AutoZone.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I just went into AutoZone, talked with Leon. He was really helpful. So he recommended that I use this Bondo glass stuff. I wasn't sure if I was gonna need to use the fiberglass mesh or not, and he said that this stuff is like Bondo combined with fiberglass reinforcement stuff, whatever. I don't know. It should work though. So I've got a big container of this. I went with the bigger one in case I mess up. And then I also picked up some of these little putty knife applicator things for putting the fiberglass on there. So I think I'm pretty much good to go. I'm gonna head over to Home Depot to pick up some 80 grit sandpaper. I could have bought it at AutoZone, but they want like way too much money for their sandpaper, and I have a feeling that it'll be cheaper at Home Depot. If not, then I can just stop back on my way, but I think it'll be cheaper over at Home Depot. So I'm gonna go and do that, and then I'll meet back with you guys at the house. Alright, we've now made it back to the garage, so I'm going to show you what we're working with here. So of course, we've got the putty knife stuff. This stuff comes with the hardener, it's like in the lid, so you have to mix a little bit of that in. Went ahead and got some gloves too, then I got Scotch tape for Scotch tape purposes, and then we got a sanding block, and then we got sandpaper of all different grits. I got more grits here than I got horsepower, so basically the lower the grit, the more scratchy it is and the more material it takes away. So I couldn't find an 80 grit, they had a 60 grit, but I felt like that might be a little bit too low, so I went with 100 grit because I think I'd rather have it be a slow process to take stuff off than have it go too quickly and then have to add more and double back. So I've got 100 grit sandpaper and then a 220, and then I also just picked up a 400 for when I kind of go to sand the whole thing, because I imagine 220 might be a little bit too much for that, but I'm not exactly sure. I've never really done anything like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and start taping this up. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a little mold surface, probably with like paper or something underneath here, and then it'll kind of come out, and then I will put the putty on top of that. So imagine that my hand was a piece of paper. I'll basically just put putty right along here to kind of fill in this gap, and I want it to pretty much line up with this. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna learn today. Again, I have never done anything like this, like never even attempted or even really watched anyone do it other than on YouTube. It's gonna be kind of interesting. Please don't butcher me in the comments. Like I don't know what I'm doing, so if you guys have any input, I need your help, okay? I don't need you to just make fun of me, please. Like I don't need the 15-year-old screaming at me about how to Bondo things, okay? Just like positive input only. This is the mold that I've created. I've got this jack stand down here so that hopefully if this starts to sag, the jack stand might kind of support it a little bit, but I can't really get it into the exact position, so it's just kind of gonna have to do. But yeah, I'm just gonna put the putty on top of this, and I'm gonna layer it in with this, so that way I can kind of extend this body line, because I want all of this to be filled in. Now comes the hard part, because I have to figure out how to mix that stuff up. Also, I'm using a little like Amazon envelope for this, but I've never worked with this before. I've been told that I should just kind of do like a practice run and figure out like the consistency and how it works. And then after that, I can start kind of actually putting it on there, I guess. It's also kind of cold in here, and I know that when it's colder, it takes longer to set, so I'm gonna have to really be careful with it, but I'm just gonna get down to it. No point in delaying. Also, apparently this stuff can cause eye irritation, and you're not really supposed to breathe it in, so I'm actually gonna put my, my mask on before I get into this. I'm not exactly sure how much of the hardener stuff I was supposed to put in, but based on what I've been told, this seems like a pretty good consistency. It's a little bit like peanut butter, but I don't know, I just have this gut feeling that it's good, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and put some of this on there. This was just kind of my experiment run, but I guess now's the time for failure, so I'm just gonna send it. This looks pretty rough right now, but this is actually kind of what I was going for. Basically that hole, you can kind of see the line right there. That hole is now being filled up, so I'm gonna let this sit and probably work on the other side for a bit, but then I'm gonna come back and add another layer to this, and I'm gonna move more of my little, my mold envelope over here so I can add some more kind of in this divot right here. But I'm hoping that that seals to it decently. Luckily, this isn't like a super structural piece. There's actually nothing that connects right here. So as long as I can just kind of fill it out and then sand it down to be the perfect shape, I should be in good shape. But yeah, that was kind of scary. Never done anything like that, but I love doing things I've never done and I love learning stuff. If you guys at home have a project like this that you're kind of scared to take on, just send it. Like, do some research, figure out exactly what you need to do, and then just embrace it. I think a lot of times the hardest part is just starting, because now I kind of feel like I could do that again. It wasn't that bad. So yeah, just a little bit of word of advice for you guys. But anyway, I'm gonna go and start working on the other side. Alright, so a little bit of a progress update for you guys. This stuff is like almost dry. It's still a little bit tacky, but like it's pretty solid. I'm gonna add more layers to this just to build it out more than I would ever need it to be. But I already pulled a little bit of the paper off and it pretty much just stayed up. Like, look at that. That's awesome. Wow, okay, yep. Well, there we go, the mold's already off and it's pretty much holding its shape. So yeah, that's really cool. This side is the second side, so I still need to add more to this because the mold that I created kind of drooped down a little bit, so I need to fill this in with some more fiberglass and make it level, and I also want to extend it out just a little bit. I'm obviously adding a lot more material than needs to be on here, but that's just because it's easier to just sand it back when you don't need it than to have to go back and add more constantly. So I'm trying to get it so that way it might not even fit the car once it's on here, but that's okay because I can take it off, sand little bits at a time, and then make the fitment just super, super flush. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm also gonna add a big chunk to this because if you guys remember, when I showed this on the car last night, this was like rounding off and the fender has like a straight edge that comes down to like this. So it looked a little bit weird. So I'm just gonna add a big chunk to this, and then I can just sand it down and make it look 100% perfect. I might actually do that on the other side as well. That's just a small progress update for you guys. I'm just gonna be doing this. So I'm just gonna time lapse some things, and then I'll talk with you guys in just a minute. Okay, so I'm really not sure if that's gonna be enough. I kind of think it might have needed to come out a little bit more, but I can always add a little bit more to this corner. That was just kind of like a rough estimate of what it needed. I'm really gonna have to put it back on the car to compare and all that. But while this is drying and setting and everything, I'm actually gonna take the giveaway stuff over to the OSU parking garage and get some product shots for Instagram because I actually haven't taken the pictures yet. Oh my god, it's locked. Oh, let's see here. How do I want to do this? I just need to line all this up, so Damn, all right, look at that. The freaking product placement. McGuire's needs to come in clutch with the sponsorship. All right, so I came up here to do some product shots. I came across, wait, what's your name?
Oh, Ashton.
Ashton?
Yes,
I'm Kaidan. He's got this sick little BMW. We just started chatting a little bit. Pretty nice. It's got like an exhaust and a cold air intake and whatnot. I don't know anything about BMWs, but I thought it looked pretty clean. Heck yeah, dude. Sounds good as hell. Do you want to hear that?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I know that thing's gonna be loud. You said all your cleaning supplies right there?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it away.
Oh, heck yeah.
By the way, guys, if you want to win this, just head over to my Instagram. I'll leave the post right here. All you have to do is post this on your story, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to the channel, and that'll automatically enter you to win this. It's completely free. I just need some shares because I'm almost to monetization, so let's get this channel growing.
Oh, that's mean. That's amazing. Holy hell.
I'm gonna get in trouble, dude. I gotta stop.
Yeah, you are, man. Oh, that is so amazing, though.
Do you have Instagram? I can give you a shout out.
Yeah, it's actually like Ashton.Chapman at 21.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, cool, man.
Go follow him. He's got a cool car. All right, so shortly after doing that, I was kicked out of the garage. A public safety guy came up and told me that I could either leave or they could call the police. So, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. The sound of the exhaust was just like echoing across the town. But seriously, guys, please enter the giveaway. Even if you don't need it for your car, you can always give it to a friend or maybe your little brother or whoever. The opportunities are endless. I think this is pretty well set. I'm actually gonna let this sit overnight because it's still a little bit tacky on the surface and I wanna make sure that it's like super solid. I'm also probably gonna have to add a little, ow, that was pointy. Jeez, that's like razor sharp on there, what the heck? I'm gonna have to add a little bit more to this, I think, because I want it to kinda come out to there. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap. So this is gonna need a little bit more. I'll probably add some after I do the initial sand and fitment check. And I think that's actually gonna wait until the next video because I kinda wanna stretch this out, but also I need to let this sit overnight. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys leave a like down below and in the giveaway, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out and dream big.